In this world, there is no sun, but there are robots powered by light. They rely on light bulbs to charge, and without light, they can only survive for 1 minute. That's why every robot stocks up on tens of thousands of light bulbs at home. But light bulbs don't last forever. Eventually, they run out. So, they dream of a legend. It's said that if they ever see the sunrise, they will grow wings and leave this dark world. Jack sat in his room, gently touching the sun in his painting under the dim light. He knew deep down that this legend was nothing but a fantasy. Just then, his light bulb went out. Jack's energy bar rapidly dropped to 0, so he quickly turned on his backup lamp. Then, he grabbed a fresh light bulb and replaced it swiftly, restoring his energy bar to full. He turned off the backup lamp and glanced at the house across the street. That's where his girlfriend lived. Moments later, the lights in her house suddenly went out. Jack immediately pulled out his Rolex and started the timer. After all, his previous 9 girlfriends had died because they didn't change their light bulbs in time. So, whenever her light went out, he couldn't help but feel on edge. Seconds ticked by, but the light in her house still hadn't turned back on. Jack knew something was wrong. He grabbed his backup lamp and rushed over. But when he pushed open the door, he found the room empty. Under the faint glow, he noticed scattered sheets of paper on the floor. The paper was covered in symbols that Jack couldn't understand. He continued searching and suddenly stumbled upon a shocking sight. Every single light bulb in the room, thousands of them, was gone. His heart sank instantly. Before he could figure it out, the light in his own house went out too. Jack turned and sprinted back home without hesitation, because if his backup lamp went out, he'd die right there on the spot. When he got back, he found his house completely stripped of light bulbs. He realized his time was running out. Desperately clinging to the last glimmer of light, he fought to survive. But the backup lamp burned out, leaving him in complete darkness. Jack collapsed in despair, accepting his fate. Yet just a few seconds later, a blinding light beamed down on him. His gears started turning again, and his energy bar shot to full. Curious, he walked outside and saw a giant sphere of light rising slowly. Standing atop the light sphere was his girlfriend. It turned out she had stolen all the light bulbs to create this giant sphere of light. When she connected the final circuit, the sphere grew even brighter. Suddenly, Jack felt his energy surge wildly. Soon, wings sprouted from his back. Who would have thought the legend was true? Jack flapped his wings gently and realized he could actually fly. As the light sphere ascended, all the robots rose into the sky with it. But in the next moment, the sphere abruptly went out. All the robots plummeted to the ground. Without the light sphere, they might have lived another 50 years. But in pursuit of the legend, they all ascended to heaven together. Do you understand this story?